So how did 76 GPUs and roughly 5 ASICs, 7 ASICs if you count the KS zeros, make just about 47 grand last year? Let's go find out. Rusty's Crypto Cave here, and let's first do a quick rundown on my farm, just to let you know guys what I'm working with. So I got 8 1660 Ti's, 16 3060 Ti's, 6 3070 Ti's. Those are all still running on Hive, a 2700X CPU rig on Hive, which is going to be getting switched over to MMPOS today, hopefully, fingers crossed. And then on MMPOS, we got 8 3080 Founders, a 3900X rig, two 5900X rigs, all CPU mining, 6 2070s, 8 2080 Ti's, and 24 3070s. That is all the GPUs I have running. I do have 8 more 1660 Ti's that are behind me, just stacked up in boxes, and I have 8 5700 XTs that are decommissioned as well. Just because I turned off the GPUs to make power available for ASICs. And the ASICs that I am currently running, S19K Pro 120, it's at about 130 terahash right now. The S19J Pro Plus 120 is running at about 95 terahash. The 104J Pro is around 90 terahash. I have the Ice River KS2, and I do have the Ivy Link BMK3, which was running for majority of 2023, which you'll see when we go through the sheets as far as the numbers with Cadena. I'm thinking it was sometime in the summer I shut it off. I don't remember exactly when, but I shut that off to make room for other machines that were more profitable. Although it is currently profitable to run that machine, but I still have it turned off. And then I had the Mini Doge Pro it was, and the KD Box Pro. Those were some of the first ones I shut down as well. But we're gonna go through this video and see, like, all the spreadsheets and the profitability spreadsheets that I do, and we're going to take a look at how what I originally thought maybe about 18K of income for 2023 and what it's currently sitting at right now. So we're going to start off here. This is the 2023 transaction spreadsheet. Basically all my mining transactions and payments and stuff for the month of December. So we're going to work backwards. December was a pretty decent month to start with, and then current value is $5,200 for capital gain. If I would sell, would be like $1,900. So that is pretty good. And then here we have November, right around $2,000. Currently worth just about $4,000. And as you see, I was mining mainly some Neoxa, Lithium, Octaspace, Ergo, Dynex, Litecoin, Doge, little stuff like that. Go back to October. Same thing. I currently have, let's see, my KS zeros were, that's why I forgot 2 ASICs. I ran to have 2 KS zeros as well. Both were overclocked to 160 gigahash. I forgot about those guys. Those were up and running since the beginning of August, I think, is pretty much when I turned those guys on. One was like the first week of August, and then the second one came in like the second week of August. So even though one was ordered July 1st or July 2nd, the other one was ordered August 2nd, somewhere around there. And they both came in a week apart, basically. So, but anyway, October looked like it was a pretty good month here. I believe, yeah, this is October. Originally thought I was making about $1,500. Turns out it's currently worth $4,700. You're noticing a trend here. So I was kind of curious what this spreadsheet was going to do, and so I actually had to go back and do 8 months of it, because I think it only had maybe August, September. September, I think, was the first month I started doing this with the current value and the API and all that stuff. So I basically had to go through the last couple of days through each month individually, add the columns, add the formulas, the pull, and all that stuff, and it was not hard work, but it was just tedious and time consuming. So I did do that, and just to make this video, just because once I started seeing it, I was like, oh, this is pretty interesting. This might make a pretty good video. So hope you guys like it. it's definitely interesting and definitely shows the power of mining and holding. So you can see the drastic increases in some of these coins, the 10, 20, 30x, so on and so forth. But just do a quick run through month by month. 1100 turns into just about $4,000. 1800 turns into just about $4,000. 1700 turns into just about 6,500. Let's take a look at what's the biggest gainers here. That's probably looks like Flux was pretty low. Flux. Was there maybe airdrops? Yes. So that was the parallel asset drops is what added to a bunch of income here. BTC was around 30K, is now 50K. Oh, hold on. We got an issue here at Raven. What is Raven pulling? Raven is pulling from J2. No, Raven needs to pull. Well, that Raven price is wrong too, but let's see. That is going to be S2, which is the price is wrong, but I'm not really super concerned about that. There we go. That's a little more realistic. 1,700 to 3,800. Because all these other numbers look pretty good here. So actually my title might be off a little bit. So we'll see. But either way, it's a good chunk. So then we got, go to June. 1,100 to 4,100. Go to May. 1,300 to 3,500. Nothing big crazy amounts here, just to double check. And then I'll go back to April. 1,100 to $3,000. 1,700 to 4,200. 900 to 2,600. That is in February. And January is 1,000 to 3,700. So I have the. This is the spreadsheet, part of the spreadsheet that I use for API calls. Pulls the pricing from CoinGecko. Pretty much everything is accurate. I'm not sure what is with Raven. So I'll have to do some research on that. But the only Raven that I had was from the easy mining blocks on NiceHash. So if it's off a few bucks, and I don't really care. It might be maybe $100 total throughout the whole year. Then it might be different. I hit a couple Raven blocks on there, and they were like $40 a block or something like that, and that might be 1/3. So whatever. I'm not super concerned with that. But what we do have, let's go back over to income statement. Okay, yep, that adjusted down a little bit. So it's not quite 50 grand. So maybe I'll have to adjust the title, but 47 grand. But basically this will show all the profits for the current value that I mined. If you look here, 1,030. Initially I thought my profit was about $537. Turns out it's $3,000. Granted, this does take into account if I would sell right now. And actually not right now. I actually had an update the API call this morning. This was as of last night. So we're sitting here. So we'll go through all the different months and we'll update it. In February, which was looking right around $1,400 of profit, turns into $2,100 of profit. And you can see all the different amounts. Month by month, and what it was, what it's currently worth. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. So, and that kind of just shows you mine and hold. It's not financial advice, but in my situation, for my circumstances, I am able to do it, and this is the result just after a year. And we kind of need to go further back, but I don't have the transactions and stuff logged like I did for 2023. I am doing it for 2024. So 24 is being the same. So we'll pull this up. And that's supposed to be 24. There we go, 2024 transactions. So did the same thing. As you can see, there's a whole lot more node payments and stuff. But similar situation, total revenue was $3,000, now 4,300. So far, month to date for February, 1,400 to 1,800. Capital gain to $360. Again, assuming I would sell immediately. But what you can see though, let's go back to 23. Just as far as just the massive price increase, and some of the biggest gainers are going to be Caspa and Lithium. And you see, early in January, Cadena was still closer to $1, so that's not much of a gain there. Flux was a pretty good gain. Here, Caspa was mining it at a half a cent, and it was worth $5 at the time. Now it's worth $177 for that 1,004 Caspa. So that's a huge, huge gain. Same thing here, $5 to 180. Trying to see when I started mining the lithium. Here's 2,000 Caspa mined at a half a cent, worth $12. Now worth $3.50. Same thing. Let's go to February. I don't recall exactly when I started mining the lithium, but Caspa, you can see, is going to be the biggest gainer. Just from being less than a cent to now, like, current value is 17 cents and stuff. So it's a huge, huge win. And not all of them were big winners. As you see here, some negative numbers as far as Flux. It was in 90-some cents. Now it's in the 80-cent range. So those are losers. But the winners more than made up for the losers. The same thing with the nodes. Pre-search was like 6 cents. Now it's like 2.5 cents. So that's a loser right now as well. Let's go to March. I don't see any lithium yet. But same thing, Caspa. Payment of 4,000. Look at the yield from Caspa. And this is back in January, February, March. This was all GPU mining Caspa too. And the hash rate was so low and nowhere near what it is now, pre-ASICs, all that fun stuff. Those were the glory days of Caspa mining anyway. So, let's see, that was March. So let's go to April. Let's see if we can get some lithium. Here's a lithium. This is probably, yep. So I probably started mining the lithium back in April, and I got a payout of 0.67. That's probably before I set the payout amount in the pool. And so then once I adjusted it, I believe I adjusted it to 50. Yep. Then I adjusted to 50 of lithium. So it was around 27 cents. That time, 33 cents there. And now those 50 of lithium that were worth $13 at that time are now worth 170. So let's go to May. I want to get some more examples of lithium. So here's a lithium at 23 cents when I mined it. 18 cents, 20 cents, 16 cents. So yeah, that goes from $16 to $3.30. So I would say lithium and Caspa were the two biggest drivers as far as the gains for my mining last year. Because a lot of some of the other stuff, as far as like Ironfish, down, Zill, flat. Flux is up too. Flux is up pretty decent for the most part. Because early in 2023, Flux was close to $1, and then it dropped to like the 50-60 cent range and stuff. So still got some decent gains from there. Cadena wasn't too terrible, but I did shut my Cadena miner off when it dropped in like the 60-70 cent range and stuff. So I didn't experience as much gains from that. Bitcoin miners were going the whole time. And I did gradually add some Bitcoin miners throughout the year. So I started off with the S19K Pro 104. Then I added the 120 Pro Plus. Then the S19K Pro. So I have 3 Bitcoin miners running currently. That is May. Let's go to June. Still mining Caspa. This is still all GPU mined Caspa. Still mining a lithium. Here's a lithium's at 14.8 cents. It's now like $3. So Radiant actually went down. Radiant's a small loser. Ethereum Classic has been a gainer. Here's airdrops. So those are pretty good because the airdrops are around at 42 cents, and then now they're currently basically doubled. So, and that is in from June, so in 8 months. So not too shabby. Same thing back there's July, similar trend. Flux, Caspa, Lithium, all the big winners. So that's where all the big gains have come from. Go to August. Same thing. This is the first month that the KS zeros were online. So I was bolding the CASPA payments. So $1.83 to $6.53, $34 to $1.35. And this one, CASPA, as you see, was in the 4 to 5 cent range. And Bitcoin's in the $26,000 range. So on and so forth. Octaspace mining, 50 cents. That's now currently worth about right around $1. Dynex, throughout the year, like I started mining Dynex probably on its way up to $1. And then still mining it. Still have 2 rigs on it. My 2070s and my 2080 Ti's are still mining Dynex. So they are still earning some rewards. It's not terrible. The hash rate's not super high. So, but Dynex did have some price issues with the whole SRB and AMD thing and whatnot. So that did make things more complicated there. And then I go to September. I think this is all the more recent stuff. So we got the start mining more Zilicas. I've been dual mining on pretty much all my rigs and stuff. So we'll be getting more Zilica payments and stuff throughout. But and then sometime in the summer is when I really started focusing on Neoxa mining to get rewards as well. There's $31 to $50 basically. But same thing, big gains in CASPA, good gains in Bitcoin. But yeah, you get the idea. Mine and hold. Just basically over the course of the year. Pretty much not quite a triple. Not quite a triple. I'd say 2.5 times roughly. So we go back to the income statement. So yeah, not quite a triple, but basically expected about 18 grand is now 47,000. So not too shabby. So a double would be 36,000. Another half 9, 45. So yeah, a little over 2.5 times. So just over the course of the year, just mining and holding. Shows you what's possible. So it's not a guarantee. Like I said earlier, it's not financial advice to do it, but it is mostly my strategy. I do sell some along the way. Like I sold some CASPA. I sold about 41,000 CASPA to pay for the KS2. Multiple reasons for that. I wanted to lock in some gains just because I mined a good bit of CASPA when it was less than a cent. So I wanted to lock in some of those profits. And it was sold around 11.2 cents, somewhere around there. Yes, if I would have still had that CASPA, would it be worth more money now? Yes. It is what it is. Might be a little more conservative in some of my approaches, but I'd rather lock in those gains, and pretty much all the profit I took out, I bought the machine, and then I also pretty much paid for all the electric I ever used for CASPA mining. So the way I see it, all the CASPA I have now is playing with the house's money, is how I see that. So I'd rather play with the house's money than my own money. That's my reasoning behind that part. So, but anyway, as you can see, definitely worked out to my benefit. Now this could obviously change, and actually, let's go to extensions. API connector. Let's do a refresh because there was a dip overnight, which I did not do an update since last night. It didn't change a whole lot, but it did drop to 45.2. But I was say a $1,700 drop. So the decent drop just for 12 hours. Maybe it's 11:11, so maybe a little over 12 hours, 12 to 14 hours from when I was last working on this spreadsheet last night and did the update. But overall, I think it gets the point across. You could reap some great rewards by mining and holding if you had the capacity to do it. I paid for the electric out of pocket. Some months it really sucked, especially this past one with the $1,800 electric bill. It really sucked. But I did switch to a unlimited provider, but that's only for 1 month. I already received a letter that's saying that I'm going to have to switch off, or they're going to flip me back to PP&L at their normal rate. So I'm just waiting for the second notice, because the second notice should come in about a week or two, and then I'll have 30 days to switch my suppliers. So I'm going to try to push that off as long as I possibly can, just to milk the unlimited plan as much as I can. damn, I miss Inspire. Inspire was great. Year-long contracts and unlimited and so on and so forth. But it is what it is. We'll have to play the game, bouncing around from supplier to supplier every single month. Kind of sucks, but until I can figure out a longer-term goal to get a lower rate, I'm not paying the 17 cents that PP&L wants to charge. So either way, because as you can see, the electric rate went up throughout the year and really jumped up in December. And here and somewhere in August is when it start spiking up a lot. But this is also when I started adding some ASICs and stuff too. So that was also part of it. But and also the electric rate was higher. So it is what it is. So we'll deal with it as it comes. So, but until the next one, we'll catch you later.